अनि जाछ जुरुक्क जगै.
Annie, you're healing other people now through your music and your singing. Now let's talk about your beautiful voice and your music. How did it start?
First of all, I feel that I'm truly blessed. That's for myself. Well, I always tell people that I never really sang to become a singer. Whatever I sang at the beginning stage of my so-called the career of in singing.
Which was, when did it start?
Publicly, it started since 1998. But before that, in 1996, my musician friend came to Nepal and wanted to record something, and which he took it back to America, mixed it up with his own music, and then proposed about an album. So he's the one who actually really presented me to the world as a singer, actually. I'm really thankful to him. So that's how it started, and then later on, when we were demanded to have to give live performance in different musical festivals in America, in European countries, so I realized that there was some money coming in. So, as a nun, the question comes: what do I do with the money? So, and then I started realizing that I have a dream that needs to be fulfilled, and which is to be able to provide an educational opportunity for girls in our society.
That's right. Do you have a foundation?
Yes, it is called
Nuns
Welfare Foundation of Nepal.
And one of the projects of the foundation is the school, the Arya
Tara
School, which
yes.
I visited yesterday.
Oh,
it's an incredible school.
Thank you.
What you've done is quite...
And that is a school that is built by music.
So what was the objective of the foundation to begin with?
Main thing was to be able to help the young nuns to gain proper academic education as equally as the monks are able to. Because in our society you will easily find many of the academic institutes for monks to have a better academic education, but very rare for nuns, which is very unfortunate and sad, but it's true. So I used to feel like, why? Why this inequality? But then, of course, as there's a saying, instead of cursing the darkness, why not light a candle yourself? So I thought, since I'm making money, why not I start this project myself?
Tell me about the girls there now. I hear you have around 70 girls.
Yes, around 76 now.
What's about their background? How do you choose them?
I choose mostly girls who are from orphans, or single mothers, or from families that has too many children, can't afford to send the girls to school, and who are suffering with an abusive father. And somehow I relate to them, and I feel like I want to protect them. And I don't know how much, up to what level I can be like my teacher to heal them, but at least somewhere I want to try, so that they are not injured for the rest of their life, and be able to do what I'm doing, even better than I do, because they will be educated.
What kind of education are you giving them, and how does it differ, for example, from an ordinary government school?
Our curriculum are exactly same as the government curriculum, but the extra thing is the monastic Buddhist education, which I would call it the spiritual education, because in the modern society, academic education, the secular education helps us to be more smart or skillful. It helps us to develop our intellectual capacity, but then the spiritual education helps us to develop the spiritual ability, spiritual capacity. So education itself cannot guarantee a good human being. Spiritual development can guarantee to help us to grow to be a good human being. So this balance needs to be made because I can see very clearly in the world, in the name of modern society or modern education, people are becoming more and more like a computer,
Robots.
machine. Yeah, exactly. So they're developing so much of their head, but heart is being ignored a little.
So you have to have the balance.
Balance, you know, you need to support each other. That's the specialty of being born as a human.
Aryatara School is the flagship project of the Nuns Welfare Foundation. It is a free boarding school for young nuns which combines traditional Buddhist studies with modern education. Set up in 2000, today the school has grown to accommodate more than 70 girls in a continuously growing building at Phra Phing, an area overlooking the Kathmandu Valley. One of the students in her final years, Sultrim, shows me around the school building, the dormitory and the classrooms.
Very clean.
Here the age ranges from 8 to 23. The school is well equipped and provides useful academic as well as vocational skills. After graduating, the girls are free to choose whether to become a nun or pursue a career. Sultrim herself dreams of becoming a tanka painter, producing beautifully made Buddhist art. Kathmandu has its messy charm, but visitors to Nepal looking for spirituality, history, art and culture should not miss the ancient royal city of Bhaktapur, which is a UNESCO heritage site.
Hello, here I am in Bhaktapur. It's around 45 kilometers away from Kathmandu, and it's one of Nepal's oldest cities. As a matter of fact, in order to get in, you have to pay a fee, because here the city is protected and all the houses here, as you can see, are still the original Nepalese houses. As a matter of fact, Bhaktapur is known as Nepal's center for arts and culture. And as you can see around me, lots of people seem to be enjoying themselves, especially the old folks sitting around whiling their time away and enjoying life.
During the 14th to the 16th century, Bhaktapur was the royal capital of the whole Kathmandu Valley. Much of the town's great architecture dates from the end of the 17th century. Visitors can marvel at its many monuments, terracotta buildings with carved wood columns, crafted windows, palaces, and temples with elaborate carvings, gilded roofs, open courtyards, in the traditional Newari-style architecture.
So people still actually live here, and as you can see, this is a well where the women get the water from their family, and it's a traditional well. And as you can see, this is where they get their water and bring it home.
In Kathmandu itself, it is the Buddhanath Stupa that is an important part of the city, particularly for the Buddhist community. Ani Choying wants to show me around the temple.
So Ani, you're going to take me to the stupa.
Yes, the famous stupa.
By car?
Yes.
I know, I hear that you're basically the only nun who drives a car.
Actually, I was 10 years ago, but now there are more than 8 or 9 of them driving trucks and then jeeps and cars.
But you were the pioneer, you were the first.
So
Okay.
somehow I dared to start.
This is a nice area.
It is. A lot of the Himalayan people lives around this place. The very much Tibetan culture, and because of the stupa and a lot of monasteries we have around here.
So this area, we see a lot of the Himalayans. There's monasteries and more sort of the spiritual
Yes.
institutions around here, right?
A lot of
because of this-
monasteries. Yes, the main attraction is the stupa, and then second is the monasteries and the monks and the Buddhist teachers. So they feel home here.
Annie, you know, we see sort of the, not so much the tension, but perhaps the affinity between modernity and spirituality. And you, I see, are the embodiment of both. you know,
Right.
as a nun, as someone who is very spiritual and yet at the same time living in a thoroughly modern world. How do you reconcile these different aspects?
I remember one most important thing in the teachings of Buddha is that you have to be skillful according to the time, place, and people. But the most important thing is to be kind and thoughtful. If you're able to carry that attitude and that way of life, I think you absolutely fit into the Buddhist way of life. You know, being Buddhist doesn't necessarily mean to be orthodox and, you know, just think like, you know, oh, this was said by somebody and so we must do this. You have to make sense to yourself. You have to make sense to what you do. So, and you have to be skillful, you know.
Now, the aspect of modernity, which for you are most perhaps difficult to reconcile or adapt to, are there any of that, or do you, as you
I
say,
don't see really much of a problem of a modernity. I think, as I perceive modernity is more with the facility to give you more comfort, more to do things more easier, and to do things more faster. But people seem to be getting more and more lazy. That's the problem of it.
in what way? Because they have lots of gadgets to help
gadgets, and then the more easy access to information, but less knowledge and sense in people. That's a bit of a, sad thing, which is happening in the name of modernity.
them. Let's go in.